we got a press release, which Christopher Eccleston's reasons at the time. The BBC's statement about how they were going to go forward was also issued really quick as well, so that they could sustain their hit show. And it may have even added the fact that we knew that he was only going to be around. He was going to be around for 3 months. That may have added to some of the specialness of what went on in that spring and summer of 2005 on British televisions, because it was very, very special. It did feel like the whole nation got swept up in this show. And Chris Eccleston didn't speak on it for well over 10 years. Now he does speak on it from time to time.
Yes.
And a couple of days ago, he spoke about it at a convention with extra information. I think this is as close as a full explanation as we can ever expect to get from Christopher Eccleston as to why he left the role. I'm going to play it now, the excerpt from Dragoncon. Yes, the Dragoncon convention took place over the weekend, and Chris Eccleston was one of the guests, one of the panelists.
I haven't heard this yet.
And he was asked directly, now, why did you quit Doctor Who, Chris?
Would you, pretty please with sugar on top, come back for the 60th anniversary? I think that's very doubtful. You know, my relationship with the BBC over Doctor Who has not healed. It hasn't. You know, I hope this never happens to you, but at the time of my leaving, I agreed with Russell that I would go quietly and respectfully, and I would look after the show in publicity-wise, in terms of publicising it. And then, without saying anything to me, they announced that I was leaving. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. I was walking down the street and suddenly I got quite a lot of aggression. And more importantly, they should have said it. They created a quote and they attributed it to me, which said I was tired. Now the thing is about that, I found it too tiring. I didn't find it too tiring. I found it too tiring working with Russell and Phil and Julia. I didn't find it physically too tiring. When they said that, any other producer reading that would go, oh, we're not going to employ Chris Eccleston because he gets tired. So it was a lie. And it was in quotation marks. And I'm from Salford. You don't do that to me. So they issued a kind of apology, but it's not enough. So no. But I'll do Big Finish and I'll come to these conventions.
Oh dear.
You have it. Well, good for him for actually. You know, with Chris, you're going to get it straight.
Yeah.
You know, when he's ready to say something, he's going to tell it straight.
Yeah.
But it is just gutting.
It's sad.
How it was all.
That is a man who has his dignity, has his moral compass, his professionalism and sense of professional courtesy. He's clearly got his lines in the sand. He said that his relationship with the BBC hasn't healed because even though he is in the A Word now, which is a really successful family drama, which I think is into its third season, beautifully put together show, that's not an in-house BBC production. And I think that, look, at the end of the day, that's how he feels. I think he's every right to feel as he does. We weren't owed that explanation, not by a long chalk. I think that is as full an answer as we could have ever have got. He's very clear. He's very
but it makes you wonder.
I'm grateful to him for saying it in a way.
It makes you wonder about all those reports that what's his name, Moffat was talking to him about the 50th, and he was considering coming back and all that.
I think he did consider it.
All right, because what he's saying there was that he didn't change his stance from what happened then to now. That's how I got the feeling of what he was saying there. You know,
I think he may have been, because obviously Moffat asked him about that now 8 years ago. So maybe he was still processing it then. And let's acknowledge as well that Chris Eccleston has also been through what sounds like a nightmarish mental health crisis in the interim. So who knows where he was in that time of his life, that whole journey, that whole passage Who knows where he was? And maybe he didn't have the answer as concisely as that ready to come out of the pack to the people who may ask it. I think it was beautifully worded and very, very clear, completely understandable. And Chris, please come back for the 60th if you can.
No, he's not going to.
If there is one, but you know what? If he isn't,
he's not going to do it.
I completely respect that. I think we should all look at his example as how would we wish ourselves to be treated in any environment, whether it be a workplace or any situation. And if he feels a line was crossed that he can't go back from, then I think I have to respect that. But yeah, that's only been released in the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that before, so that was the first time.
Good. It's good if that's how he feels, then we respect how he feels. And you know, if he doesn't want to come back for the 60th, why would you come back for the 60th? Especially what they've done to Doctor Who now. That's totally agreeable to me. Do you know what I mean?